Behind me is a purpose-built quality co-living property. You've been hearing about these co-living properties. This one is earning the investor $2,500 per week. See that house over there? It's on a bigger piece of land. Obviously an older house. You're lucky to get $750, $850 a week rent. And this property directly across the road, $2,500 a week on half the amount of land. Let's take a look inside. 5 tenants, each with their own private studio, their own mini apartment within the property. So here we've got one of the mini apartments. As you can see, we've got, looks like a hotel room. It's even got its own number. And then we've got the security keypad lock on the door. And here we've got the hallway that leads to all the other mini apartments in this property. So as you can see, there's actually 4. And you can just imagine that cash flow wise. 400, 400, 400, 400. There's another one at the front, another 400. Actually, these go for a bit more than that. They're closer to 500 because of the location. So that's where you see the cash flow of these properties is extremely powerful. It feels like a luxury apartment or hotel. So within the studios themselves, they've got their own personal courtyard, their own fully furnished room, TV, study area, whatever it might be, full ensuite, kitchenette. But then they've also got these common areas where you could just sit here and have coffee if you wanted to. This one of the common areas within this property. We can see these beautiful floor to ceiling windows that let so much natural light in. Again, it might look like I'm in a luxury business lounge waiting for a flight, but this is just one of the common areas in one of these purpose-built quality co-living properties. You've got your own kitchenette, but you've also got this main kitchen in one of the common areas. If you know, a bit of a change of scenery. Everything's built in. Dishwasher's built in. Fridge is built in. Out this door, we've got a really nice courtyard out there. The laundry, which is currently going at the moment. Got a notice board over here, and some of the properties even come with a few lock-up garage spots. Security keypads on all doors. So the owner of this property, the investor, he had a regular house here on this property for 10 years. It was a rental. He was only getting about $450 or $500 a week for that property. He wanted to get some more cash flow. He was in a great location, but there wasn't massive appeal for a whole old house here anymore. So even after all the time paying off the traditional property, he would have had to fund his retirement at less than minimum wage. There was enough space here to actually subdivide and put 5-bedroom co-living property. And now he literally getting up to $500 a room. Now you can imagine how quickly that mortgage is going to be wiped out. They could probably realistically stop working with the cash flow they've got now. But if they wanted to wipe the debt out and then just have that complete passive income, you know, a couple of years, it would be fully wiped out. This one has been running for nearly 6 months and it's been at full occupancy that whole time. It was completed in December last year. And even though it was over the Christmas period, it was still full in 4 weeks. Now there's an active waiting list of 25 applicants who are waiting in line to get into this property if a room comes available. And there's 100 people that have registered interest to come and do a walkthrough. That just to give you an idea of the locations that we're doing, the effect of the high luxury spec that we do in these properties and how they're received by the rental market. He was barely able to cover the mortgage that he still had on the property. You've got to make sacrifices like maybe one less holiday here or there. So you can imagine the difference in retirement that looks like for him relying on this property to supply the retirement. So, you know, looking at $500, $600 a week, with it paid off after years of negative gearing and costing money out of his pocket to pay it off. And now, even taking the construction into account, it can fund a very good lifestyle in retirement. This way, he's fully set up, implementing the strategy and letting it do its thing. The investors are going to be killing it over the next 10 years aren't buying traditional properties. They're building these purpose-built quality co-living properties.